event with the Islandwide Beautification Task Force and the Guam Visitors Bureau. I'm hoping that we can count on every resident and business to join us on Saturday, June 27th, as we clean up our streets, parks, and villages and spruce up our homes and businesses. It's time to get up and move to improve our island for each other. As Guam prepares for the reopening of our tourism economy, let's come together to ensure its success. Go to GuamVisitorsBureau.com to learn how you can participate.
Half a day and good morning. It's still morning. Thank you all for joining us here on our Zoom press conference for the Give Us a Moment Guam Island Pride Beautification Event. At the table for our panel, of course, we have our Segunda Magalohan Guahan, the Honorable Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio, and he also represents the Islandwide Beautification Task Force. To his left, we have the Guam Visitors Bureau Chairman, Sunny Atta, and to our right, we have Mayor Hoffman, of course, from representing the village of Sinahanya and also representing the Mayor's Council of Guam. We're going to go ahead and get started and give the microphone to our Lieutenant Governor, also representing the Islandwide Beautification Task Force.
Thank you, Crystal, and half a day to the people of Guam and to our island's media. It's with great pride that we come today to promote and to invite the people of Guam to participate in a very big island-wide beautification effort this coming Saturday, beginning at 8 a.m. throughout the island. This event actually is a very strong indication that our island is prepared and ready to return to normalcy. And although our new normal has us wearing masks like this and trying to take extra precautions to protect our health and to contain the spread of COVID, it gives us an opportunity to refresh our island and to invest in it. And so one of the sub-themes is Get Up and Move. It's been about 3 months since many people were confined to their homes and businesses, maybe taking a few steps to mitigate or control their activity. And as we continue to do that, we have a very safe event this coming Saturday. So a couple things also I would like to do is to thank Guam Visitors Bureau for organizing the business community and all the members of the Bureau. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And also to Mayor Hoffman, who is our long-standing partner. The mayors of Guam are the partners of our office in all ways. And in this effort, we want to thank them also for coming out to give their full support. You can expect to see quite a large number of people that love our island, some young people that are committed to our ecology, a lot of business people that want to identify areas to invest in resources, invest in labor, and invest in one of the most beautiful places in the world, our own island of Guam. And so when you come, please bring your masks. You can do this activity and still practice social distancing and still taking care of your health. Get out there, fresh air, but let's love our island. And on that note, I do want to pass it on to our chairman of the Guam Visitors Bureau, Sunny Atta.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. I really have a big smile behind this mask. I have a big smile because I can feel the momentum, the excitement in the industry, that people are ready to get back to work, welcoming our visitors. We have the GVB team that's very excited, putting marketing plans together. And the industry is just feeling that there's a vibe down in Tumon now. And real critical to this reopening, if you will, is to present our island anew. Part of representing or showing our island anew is cleaning it up. And this is where everyone can participate. I hope we've realized that without tourism, there's a lot of pain and suffering out there. And we want to turn that around and start to bring back the tourists and start to get people back working and start the excitement of tourism. This is what Guam is known for. We've been pre-COVID, we had record arrivals, we had excellent responses, feedback from from our visitors, and we want to continue that, but even better. And this is a chance for companies and individuals to get out and help become part of this revival, this rebuilding of Guam tourism. It's a chance for everyone. And if you can't make it to one of the Visitors Bureau appointed sites, then go out to your front yard, go to your backyard. I mean, we can contribute. We all have a chance to contribute in any little way, or we can contribute with our company or our families in big ways. And with that, I really want to take this moment to thank the Lieutenant Governor for joining up with the Bureau, and his team and the Guam Visitors Bureau team have really got a busy day planned ahead. And we're going to be covering from roadways to many of the visitor parks and visitor sites. And so we hope that people come out. There's still time to sign up. I think we have over 600 or more participants ready to go. And there's still room for more. This is a chance, Guam, for you to say that I remember during COVID and we're rebuilding tourism, I participated. I went out and helped, because every individual counts, and everyone has this chance to help reform, rebuild, and revive tourism on Guam. So please come out. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And now I'd like to pass it on to Mayor Robert Hoffman from the great village of Sinahanya.
Thank you. Half a day, everyone. I want to thank the Lieutenant Governor for your leadership in this and the Islandwide Beautification Task Force. We've been working hand in hand. I'm your vice chair of that group, but we've been working hand in hand in many initiatives. And for this particularly, April was Earth Month, and we missed April because of COVID. We were all hunkered down doing our part. So this is a great way to kind of catch up from what would have been done are these Earth initiatives. Being a mayor is 24/7, and it's a hard job, honey, and we're really proud to see that so many people have stepped up to the plate to participate in this, and we could always use all the help we can. The mayor's role in this particularly is we're going to be help transporting the bags of trash, which is sorted to the respective sites. A lot of us are also organizing within our village, but what the chairman said is right. If you can't come to the appointed sites, just clean outside your house, go to your neighbors up and down the road. Even though tourists don't drive through there, but it's an island pride thing. And we really want to invite the people of Guam to be proud of where they're from. Because, I used to always tell the school kids, when you're inviting somebody to your house, do you clean up before they come over? They said, yes. I said, so this is what we're doing. We got to clean up before they come over. And it's heartbreaking to see what takes place out there, the little bits of litter, and we're gonna have to educate ourselves and our citizens to do that. But that's for another time, and we're going to work on that as well. But for this moment in time, on this Saturday, we look forward to working with everyone hand in hand, being safe, and just coming out there. So if you have trucks and you're willing to help transport some of the trash, help your mayor, because that's one of the things we're doing is coordinating all this. We anticipate quite a large amount of litter just being picked up on the roadways, but then we'll also have teams out there who will be painting, water blasting, cutting, and cleaning green waste, and also sorting. So we just look forward to a very big event. So thank you, GVB, and thank you, Beautification Task Force.
Thank you, Mayor Hoffman. I just also wanted to put a plug in for those people that are maybe spending their Saturdays on hikes to some more remote places. If you could incorporate bringing some extra bags and pulling out some of that trash that you see out there, it is an overall effort, but there's still many ways that you can be a part of this. And maybe we can bring up that slide, Josh. If you are interested as an individual, very basic, if you're driving around on Saturday, you see a group, join them. If you want to organize a group, you can do that by coordinating with the Guam Visitors Bureau or my office. But GVB, you can email them at halfaday@visitguam.org. or call Taylor Pangilinan at 686-4823. There are many ways that you can be a part of this, by volunteering yourself, by donating supplies, by promoting the event and asking people to come out. And then those that are very creative, artists, photographers, videographers, we'd like to also ask you to come. Use your talent. Go out there and capture some excellent images of our community in action and we can use them as we continue this effort. Saturday is the beginning, it's a kickstart, and it's gonna have a large number of people out there, but it's gonna give us an idea to be very honest with ourselves about the level of investment that we need to make and sustain in all of these beautiful spaces. So with that, I guess, Crystal?
I'd like to open the floor to our members of the media if they have any questions.
Yeah, hello, LT. Hi, Sunny and Mayor Hoffman. This is Nestor from KOM. LT, you mentioned this is sort of a kickstart to this whole island beautification effort. Anti-littering laws, anti-graffiti laws have always been in place. So isn't it more of an enforcement issue as well as a change in attitude? And what can you say about that?
I think it's multiple things. Yes, enforcement, and we actually have a plan that's being looked at between the law enforcement side and EPA, and then bringing in the mayors to really have additional eyes and have a very coordinated response. But it also speaks to a bigger issue, and the bigger issue the mayors will tell you is that more than half of our residents do not have any trash service. This is something that I think the legislature, Senator Sabina, Senator Kelly, who have been looking at this, as we continue to move to normalcy, as we continue to recover the island and bring in stability to our economy, I think that the governor and I are definitely open to considering legislation coming from the senator or the legislature on how best to get universal collection. It comes down to dollars and cents sometimes, but I think that we probably should escalate or elevate the public discussion on that. On top of it, I think it also has to do with pride, getting children involved. I think the best public information campaign there has ever been has been the Click It or Ticket campaign, where our young people are policing their parents in the cars. And I'd like to see us use this with regards to our environment and to illegal dumping, and get our children to be the ones to help promote that and make sure that their parents are in line in this case.
I know we're talking about beautification here, but if I can just change the subject slightly, I'm wondering what sort of impact the apparent breach by the military members of the separation, the law is with regard to.
You're talking about the potential findings if quarantine has been violated.
Correct.
I just say that.
Yeah, thank you.
I just say that obviously this is an issue that's open. Our military leadership, and in particular the Air Force leadership, are doing their own review, and I would expect them to provide assurances to our people that that they also follow the rules. I have not been given any information that would lead me not to expect that, and I'm certain that people, if they break the rules, they will be held accountable.
But what reassurances have been given that it won't happen again? I know the governor did state yesterday that she's confident it won't happen again, but
well, I think that the next day, I think that our government partners and the military partners have been refining the protocols and making sure that there's no opportunity for any crack or any gap that would have allowed this kind of situation to repeat itself.
Does that mean things like having someone posted at the hotels that they're staying at so that they, can monitor their travel, that sort of thing? I'm just kind of looking for more specifics.
Well, Nestor, let's get back to you on that. There's active communication going on right now, and perhaps we'll have something for you in a little bit.
Okay, I'll pass for now. Give my colleagues.
All right, but Nestor, make sure you reschedule your golf game on Saturday to Sunday and come out on Saturday.
Yes, sir.
And make sure you challenge your golf buddies. I know who they are.
I will.
This is Anamita with Pacific Daily News. So I understand that official notice has been sent to Korea, Japan, Taiwan, stating that the mandatory quarantine will lift by July 1st, of course, barring anything between now and then. I'm wondering what kind of reception GVB or GovGuam in general has received from those governments, as well as if they plan to lift their own mandatory quarantine policies for returning residents abroad that are coming back from abroad.
You know, that announcement has been refined and is being reported today to our travel partners in Korea, Taiwan, and Japan. And as far as any reaction, we don't have it yet, but it's very specific. It'll be very clear that there will not be required quarantine upon arrival to Guam, and that is a big goal, a signal that we're ready. And so we haven't had the responses yet, but in anticipation of this official letter, the wheels have been already spinning. Airlines have been preparing routing. We've been hearing hotels are preparing for arrivals. The tour agents are starting to package and ready to sell Guam. Now, mind you, July 1 is our opening date. And from initial response already, we'll probably be seeing tourists' actual arrivals in late July and maybe into August, because it takes time. When we announce that we're ready to open, then it takes them, the official letter comes out, then they're ready to start moving. Now, on the quarantine requirements on the Japan, Korea, Taiwan quarantine requirements on their side, that's still in place. That's nothing, that's their call. What we can control is our side. And when we alert them that we're open, then hopefully, if not they're opening their quarantine to everyone, we might be able to establish that there is a Guam-only opening or a Guam-only quarantine waiver for returning travelers who visited Guam will not have to quarantine when they return. So that's the goal.
Got it. Thank you, sir. And in anticipation of travelers hopefully coming in late July into August, are there plans to reopen Chamorro Village? That was part of the shutdowns and that has not been resumed yet.
Yes, those are the plans, and we'll give you an update on those plans in the next couple days.
So do we anticipate that Chamorro Village may open by the end of the month, perhaps?
Absolutely, but we'll get you the details. We just need to understand exactly more what are the other steps being done to prepare the facility. But over the time that we've had the public health emergency, there have been some agencies investing some time in cleaning it up and trying to get them to a point to reopen. But we'll give you an update on that through our press office in the next day or so.
All right, thank you. I will pass the mic as well.
Hi, good morning. Can you hear me?
Good morning.
Hi, this is Amanda from PNC. I just wanted to ask, so how many volunteers have signed up to help the cleanup so far? And can volunteer groups specify which sites they prefer to go to?
Okay, live word is over 700 individuals have volunteered. It is not too late. And call GVB, Taylor Pangilinan at 686-4823, or call my office at 475-9380. And bottom line is, wherever you want to chip in, we definitely could use you. And we'll also give you an idea where else we might need additional help that you can consider.
Okay, thank you so much.
No, thank you. Please come out.
Any other questions from our media members in the Zoom room?
Hi, good morning or almost afternoon, Lieutenant Governor, Mr. Atta, and Mayor Hoffman. When was the last time the island of Guam had a cleanup of this scale? And how much trash was picked up? How much trash could we expect to be picked up during this cleanup?
So in September, we mobilized the government of Guam, and it was pounds, about 5,000 pounds of trash were collected in September. We had one planned for March, but obviously with the COVID situation, that did not occur. So we have a little time to gain by getting this excellent movement out on Saturday.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor.
Oh, thank you.
If there are no more questions from our members of the media,
Sorry,
Lieutenant Governor.
Chris,
what's
I still have a couple of questions if everybody's done. So I just wanted to get your reactions to the idea of testing of arrivals. What is your position on that?
Well, I think it's been agreed with the governor and the industry that it will not be required. So that's a stand, and I think it was a stand or a position taken with much advice from the medical field. So the governor has always been guided by her medical team and balancing it out with the industry and the need to open up the industry. And so to this point, there's no requirement for testing. But there certainly are benchmarks that would alert us if we're going to curb back or start putting on more restrictions or not. But at this point, Guam is still relatively safe, and what we have to do is just take all the certain protocols to minimize any potential spread. But for now, there's no requirement for testing.
Can you elaborate on why not? Because there are a lot of people, I believe, that and including in the medical field, that believe that it might be more prudent to have at least some kind of testing.
Well, I think there are many, you ask 10 different people, you're going to get 10 different answers. And partly, I mean, sometimes I would hear that the tests aren't all that accurate. It depends when you get tested. It depends. You could come in, you could be tested the day before you leave and possibly catch the virus on the flight over. There's different factors that, and knowing that tourists are only here for 3, maximum 4 days, it's not going to make that much of a difference.
Okay, and speaking of the airport, I think everybody was kind of surprised by the announcement overnight of Tom Ada's resignation. Obviously, the airport is a very important component of the tourism industry. LT, I was wondering, so what's going to happen now, and will the airport be prepared come the first week of July to accept arrivals?
The airport is prepared. We have an excellent board led by Chairman Brian Bamba, who has been in the recovery committee from day one. And of course, the acting executive manager is John Kinata, who has been involved in the entire COVID operation. So I'm very confident that the airport and its leadership is definitely prepared. I do want to pause and recognize former Senator Tom Ada, our executive manager, who has just resigned, for his tremendous work over the last year and a half, leading the airport and guiding them into some very dynamic paths, leading the response to catch up on some time that was lost because of the airport construction project, and then also preparing the staff and management for this operation. So I do want to recognize him not only for his work at the airport, but for decades and decades of service to the people of Guam. And he definitely will be missed. But I have every confidence, the governor and I are very confident in the ability of our airport management and our airport staff. The airport has some of the best government employees, best public servants in the government. They have proved that with an excellent operation, and I have every confidence that we are ready.
And is there anything more that you can share about why he resigned?
No, there's nothing that I have learned since I was on this morning with Chris and Sabrina. It's just that, people make decisions based on personal reasons, and we certainly respect that.
Okay, and I have just one more question. I guess when as part of the planning for the reopening, you wanted to clear Tumon and the Paseo of the homeless. And as that's being done, what is the latest on finding some other place for these folks to stay at?
So Nestor, right now, GSA is leading an active procurement effort. And I'd say that I'm pretty confident that we'll be able to get the facilities. I'd like to ask the private sector, though, to keep in mind that we still have price gouging restrictions. I think there have been some challenges, I think, in the last few weeks that I've discovered on this procurement from property owners that are wanting to increase their prices based on this population. And so that I would just tell you that there's an active procurement on that and to stay tuned. But in the next couple of days, the governor will be announcing a partnership that we have with the Mayor's Council to prioritize and assign the government with an affirmative decision to provide shelter. And so I think the effort to clean up is an effort to clean up and make the parks beautiful, but I don't see this as an effort to drive people out. The government needs to have some options, and we're working very hard to provide those options. And in the next couple of days, I hope to be able to present to the people of Guam what those concrete options are going to be. But we have identified resources, and we're leaning very heavily to have a very good, sustainable program. Something that's been informed by those in the nonprofit world that are dealing with this operation. I do want to recognize the efforts of Catholic Social Services and Diana Calvo and Paula Perez in particular, who has been a change agent in the area of shelters, who has been going out, making contact and helping us understand more to make sure that we select the options that are going to drive people to them, and not be in a situation of investing in options that are not desirable by that population. But there is a tremendous amount of work that needs to go on. And I would say this is probably the most complex issues that we have to deal with as a community. And I might add something very new. 10 years ago, maybe there were unsheltered folks. They were probably being supported by families, but having street homeless in this volume of local residents is something that is relatively new that we're grasping and trying to address. I'll just add, Nestor, that homelessness is very complex. We have individuals out there that are maybe alienated from their families. Some folks need some medical assistance. Some need some mental health assistance. There's substance abuse out there. And with the situation going on, it's incumbent for us to really lead. And I think that making that investment and being very clear on a government agency that is going to be the lead coordinating these efforts has been something that had been lacking, and that's something that we're going to be pushing out. So I just stay tuned because we'll be releasing a pretty good jumpstart to this effort in the next couple of days.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, so thank you very much, members of the media. Don't go to happy hour late on Friday night. Join us Saturday morning at 8 a.m. We look forward to your continuing to promote this. And honestly and sincerely, thank you for getting the word out to the people of Guam.
With that, we'll go ahead and end with our closing video. Thank you for joining us, and see you on Saturday.